Buenos dias, buenos dias. Man, how we doing? Alrighty, if you're new here, welcome. If you've seen me before, thank you. Thank you. You're awesome. And if you haven't subscribed, you better subscribe. So I'm Martita, singles reinvention coach. Pretty much what that means is I help moms in their 40s, figure out who they are, what they want to do now, with their lives. After motherhood, we're just what the heck? Who are we? We've lost our identity in our kids. We've poured into our kids. What do we want to do with our lives? And I've talked about, my story. 5 years ago, I was fired, which was the biggest blessing because that's what made me actually take that leap of faith on myself. You know what, Martita? What are you made out of? So you've helped these government agencies, build a good government agency, whatever that is. It's just a business. What about you? What about your happiness? And that's pretty much how I found myself here. I was flipping homes, got into real estate, loved it, still love it. Flipping homes and getting rentals. But, the only reason I love to do that, and people are like, oh, it's because of the money. It's actually, you connect with people on a different level. Being able to provide a family a home, and you helped bring it together. That's freaking amazing. Renting to families and feeling like you're helping them. I know people are like, oh, it's the money, but it's you have no idea how much effort I put into my homes to have them clean because I want these families to take good care of their kids. Growing up, we didn't have the best living conditions, so it's I want to be able to provide that for other families, for kids. I don't want them to live in a home where, and maybe this is one of my traumas, you know what I mean? And I talk a lot about our traumas, but that's why I pretty much pour into real estate, it's also to help people, to see what you can do to help people out. I love it when people are like, hey, can you help me find a home in this location? Heck yeah, I'll help you. If I know of anyone renting a home, I'll do that. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. But this is on a whole nother level, and this is what I genuinely love. Pouring into women, pouring into people who've gone through, and I know it's shitty, domestic violence, and I know a lot of people are like, well, we're victims. We're not victims. The victims didn't make it. The victims died. We're survivors. And we can either be like, hey, this took my whole life away from me, or nah, this shit made me level up. And I talk about a lot of the stuff I've been through, and I get people who ask me, are you embarrassed? I'm not embarrassed. Because even if somebody laughed at me or said, hi, you deserve that, it doesn't make me less of a person. It isn't nothing. It makes me relatable. And I tell people, if you want someone who's going to walk you through life, who has a degree, but has never had life experience, that's not going to be me. I can walk you through some of the craziest shit I've been through. And to me, that is my Medal of Honor, I guess. The things I've been through. Damn, girl, you survived that. Now you can help other people. And I tell people, I've been through depression. I know what it's like to go through postpartum depression. I know what it's like to lose babies, I know what it's like to be in an abusive marriage, to get divorced. All these things, they're traumas that we eventually have to heal. And I tell people, I can show you everything I've done and help you change your mindset and reach your goals. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when we have this mindset of this is what I deserve, or that's it, my life's over, that's not true. That's the bullshit we feed ourselves. And instead of actually saying, you know what, you went through that, mija, but what did it teach you? What did it show you about yourself? Did it honestly show you to set boundaries? Did it show you how to love yourself? And we don't think about that. We just think nope, I came straight out the womb. I graduated 4.0 high school. I've had babies. I'm perfect. No. Who's poured into us? Who has said, hey, you deserve love. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to forgive yourself. But you also got to take accountability. Nobody. Schools don't teach us that. Life teaches us that. And then people like myself come in and help other women to teach them that. Because ultimately, you don't want to stay in the same mindset and the same life you have of misery and struggling and feeling like this was it. No, you don't want to do that. There's more to life. And I tell people, like, man, after you get a taste of traveling, of seeing what you're capable of doing, and you're no longer living in survival mode, like, it's a fucking amazing thing. And when people are like, well, Martha, there's no ways of making money. I want to stay home, make money. You want to stay home, make money? I'll teach you how to do that. But you got to want it for yourself. And you have to be willing to pay to invest in yourself. And people want, like, free resources. Here's the thing. When you're given something for free, you don't ever use it because it didn't hurt you. You put no effort into it. But when you actually pay for something, you're like, damn, that hurt me. Like this gym. I'm going to the gym. You know why I go? Because I pay every month. I'm paying to go, not paying to not go. But when it costs us, we're like, damn, okay, then we're going to put the effort. That's crazy how we work like that. Or it's not until we see a result that we'll do that. You can't get a result. You just can't. Man, there's like a little possum right there with his babies on his back. So I tell people, like, you're not going to do that. You know why? Because all these years you've been telling yourself the same bullshit. It's kind of like, well, I'll be happy when this happens. No, you're not going to get there. It's not going to happen because your words are what you attract. And a lot of people, like, we don't understand our words. We think, well, school taught us, these teachers taught us proper. No, your words are energy. What does the Bible say? Through your words, you will be crucified, and through your words, you will be condemned. Something like that. I mean, I only went to Catholic school, and I graduated from a Christian academy, or Christian university, but the point is, you get it, right? Our words are powerful, and we don't understand that. We crucify ourselves with our words, and we got to stop, and that's where I come into play. I tell women, like, these are the proper way that you use your words. I'm at the gym, so anywho, here's what I want to say. Ladies, moms, start investing in yourself, okay? By you not investing in yourself, your well-being, your love, your self-love, all that has gotten us to where we feel defeated. And I know that feeling. I know that feeling of being paycheck to paycheck and feeling like this is it to life, this is who I am, and we lied to ourselves. And it's just because we didn't know any better. And it's not that it's a bad thing. We just didn't know any better. But guess what? You got me now, and so I help you. And I teach you that you know better. But no, like, you got to be willing to pour into yourself. Okay? Just like we pay for our nails, our lashes. We got to pay for our mind, our healing. Don't put that stuff on the back burner. We look all pretty on the outside. But on the inside, we're hurting. There's pain. There's trauma. Our kids see it. They feel it. As much as we want to bullshit ourselves, too, sometimes and say, no, I tell my kid. The fact that we even question their intelligence like that, that is disrespectful on our part. Thinking, yeah, our kids aren't going to know, our kids don't know, they're idiots. No, we should feel ashamed, you know, for questioning their intelligence like that, for dumbing it down, because they're smarter than that. You know what I mean? And we make these excuses. Oh, they don't know yet. Oh, they know. They're very smart. We're the ones who don't know. We don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to put our shame down, the shame that our parents gave us, the shame that we put on ourselves, all that. And our kids know so much more than we do. And if we would just take the time to listen to them, sometimes they could teach us a thing or two. Teach us that sometimes you got to slow down. Sometimes you got to be in the moment. Sometimes you got to appreciate the little mess that they leave behind, because you're not always going to have that. And I know I'm guilty of not appreciating that sometimes. Alrighty, guys. So ya nos vamos a ir al gimnasio, porque este cuerpazo no se va a hacer solo. But if you can take anything, it's subscribe, follow along, Let's work on your mindset. Moms, let's invest in our mindset. We've invested in our kids all these years and trying to give them the proper home and upbringing, and we put ourselves last, and we haven't healed. Our kids have actually grown with our traumas, and it's time that we start healing. And it's not for them, it's more for us. And I know my kids can appreciate me healing for myself, because they're going to have to heal for themselves as well. So anywho, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Follow here, IG, Facebook, todos. Vámonos.